Hello, hello. I'm Snail, and lately I've been working on a mini comic called First Flight. So I want to talk about it today because it's something just a little bit different for me. I'm normally used to working on webcomics, so um, yeah. As you can hopefully see, I've actually designed this comic for print. Ah, um, we have back and front cover, inside cover, back inside cover. And then a bunch of pages. We've even got a couple of double page spreads here and here. And yeah, it's all drawn for like each page to be about A6 size in paper, like standard paper sizes. Yeah, I have a stapler and a paper cutter on the way, and when I finish drawing the comic, I'm gonna like print and bind it myself. Which is a bit different for me, so I want to talk about my process today in this video. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be working on the cover as I ramble on about how I've made this and yeah, how it's been going. So when I decided to make this comic instead of the other comic idea I had, I knew it had to be incredibly self-indulgent, and it has succeeded at that. I'm so happy with it. I've been having a real fun time drawing this. I don't know if you know this about me, but I really love drawing wings in specific. It's something that I've always enjoyed. I used to draw lots of butterflies when I was a kid. So yeah, you could say I like drawing wings. And if you're having a little peek at some of these thumbnails behind me, you'll notice that there's quite a lot of wings in this comic. So I've been having a great time. Thanks for asking. The actual scripts for this are quite rough because I'd actually given myself about 2 weeks to complete this project. 2 weeks, 12 pages. Can he do it? Yes, he can. I believe in me. I did just kind of edit my scripts as I went along drawing the pages. I printed a mock-up copy, and then from there I knew, okay, I'm gonna make these changes. I shared it with my family. They were like, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, okay. And yeah, it seems to have worked out. I'm really pleased with the result. It is, as desired, incredibly self-indulgent, so good. Thumbs up. It's a short story about a freshly discovered changeling child learning how to fly for the first time, and I think it's coming out real cute so far. It was originally going to be 8 pages, and then I added like an extra page, and then I got to attach to the extra page to take it out when I realized that no, this is going to be a print comic. The page count needs to be a multiple of 4. So now it's 12 pages long. But yeah, anyway, it's 12 pages long now. A bit of scope creep going on there. I'll definitely remember this lesson for next time though. Yes. So we'll go on to talk about like drawing the comic, which I'm still in the process of, if you couldn't tell. So this comic, like I said, I've given myself a limited time to create it, of like 2 weeks, and I want my art to play nice with my printer, which, yeah, my printer's a bit funny. It likes to print colors darker and more saturated than they actually are. So I've decided to draw this in black and white, which is again like a bit of a challenge for me. I've not really drawn much in black and white at all. I've drawn some tonal studies, but that's about it. I'm also normally a bit cowardly with my shading, so hopefully this will give me a little bit more confidence with that. The cover's going to be printed on coloured card, which is why I've drawn it on like a bluish colour. But the interior pages are just going to be regular white printer paper. I wanted to spend like extra time to really refine my sketches and make sure that everything is looking really nice. But yeah, I wanted to make sure the art was really solid because I won't have my pretty colouring to hide behind as usual. And it's a bit scary for me because I do enjoy colouring, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Earlier I actually did create a couple of assets for this, which are kind of like textured fills. I don't know how well they'll show up in print, but they'll look nice in the digital version of this comic, so there's that. I just want this comic to have a nice hand-drawn feel to it, with lots of love and care packed in from me. Because this is just, like I said earlier, it's incredibly self-indulgent anyway. So I should be able to spend a bit of extra time just making it as nice as I possibly can. So I'm gonna get on with my line art now, and I'll check back in once I come to hopefully printing and binding this comic. Hello, Snail Legs checking in again because I'm gonna try to print the covers now. My wrist is hurting, so I need a bit of a break from drawing. I've drawn like so many comic pages in the past 2 days. Let's make sure this is properly aligned. We're printing it on this nice kind of like tealy blue pastel paper. I think it's nice. I'll start by printing one copy and hoping for the best. Go back in. There we go. Oh yeah. That looks good. So we're gonna take it over to my trimming and stapling station. And I'm gonna trim this. They came out real good, so I'm gonna print the rest now. Okay, so I'm back. A few days after the last clip, I drew 6 pages yesterday, 7 the day before, and 2 today, and I finished my artwork, more or less. So I just wanted to pop in to show you, before I print, my print layout. So the cover, which I've already actually printed, is 2 covers per sheet of paper because I'm gonna actually print it on coloured card, or I already have printed it on coloured card. And then from there, we have a pattern of page 1, page 3, page question mark? Regardless, we've got a bunch of pages laid out. Pages 2 and 3 of this document will be printed back to back on the reverse side of each other. And don't ask me how it works. I just copied what someone else did on the internet and made a few tweaks to fit my project. But this is my print layout, my print document, if you will. I'm working in Microsoft Publisher and it's a nightmare. But like, whatever, right? If it works, it works. So, let's get printing. Okay, so I've given my test prints a bit of a trim, and I'm gonna assemble the little booklet now. Okay, so first booklet is assembled. Little test print. I'll contrast this with the original test print, which is this. My thumbnails. This is the finished artwork. Yeah, really pleased with this page, how it came out. This page is much darker than it needs to be. So I'll probably lighten a lot of the darker tones here. I need to get better with stapling these. You can barely see. In fact, I don't think it even shows up at all, but there is shading on that wing. So I'll need to darken that tone. The lines kind of get lost in the darkness here, so I'll need to lighten that too. This is nice. I like this. Pleased with how that came out. Again, this panel, super dark. That's just a quirk of my printer, I think. This page I'm very happy with, but you can see I stapled it poorly. I'll do better with the next test print. And then the last page, again, it's quite dark, so I'll probably lighten up this darkest tone at the back, and here. And the ending is kind of open-ended, so kind of tempted to draw a couple more panels on this last page. I did maybe scrap a few panels for the sake of speed, but I don't know, I think it's cute. So that's First Flight, the first printed version. I need to do a lot better with the actual, like, printing and binding side of things, for sure. But it's pretty alright. So I will now make some changes to some of these tones so that they read a bit better, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I didn't actually record this bit, but essentially I went back and forth a whole bunch of times and adjusted for all of the colours. So you'll notice everything just looks really washed out now. It doesn't look like that when it's printed, it's just that this is what I needed to input to get the output that I wanted, which is much higher contrast, as you'll soon see. So yeah, very washed out, very pale and sad looking, but we got there in the end. This panel, I ended up just adding some dialogue, and that seems to have made the ending a little bit better, so hopefully, yes. Yeah, I will now show you what the finished book looks like. Do you ever make a stack of tiny books? It is complete. I need to sleep, or just rest. I need to rest. Hey, I'm back, and this is the emotional part of the video where I talk about how far I've come and how proud I am. This here is the oldest comic I have that I've drawn ever, and the oldest one I ever remember finishing. I probably would have been like in the age range of 11 to 13 when I drew this. I'm 18 now, and this is side by side of the art quality of the comic I just drew versus the comic I drew when I was younger, several years ago. Drawn by the same hands, years apart. I've grown so much. It really does make me very emotional. Man, I don't know what to say. Hello again. So it's been exactly a week since I recorded the last clip, and you could probably tell I was growing increasingly tired and mildly hysterical as I went on, because I really, really wanted to meet my deadline. And I did. I was in a lot of pain afterwards. I very much, if I do a comic like this again, I'm gonna give myself more time to draw it, because that was ridiculous. But yeah, it's all finished now. Obviously, I'm super. I'm super pleased with how the comic came out in the end, and I don't know. Even though it did get a bit painful towards the end, where I was kind of crunching, I did enjoy myself, and I'm definitely gonna explore like doing more print projects because it was fun. Yeah. I'll be selling the comic I made in this video on Etsy. At time of recording, I'm waiting for everything to like be approved, and then hopefully there'll be a link in the description. I'll also have it available as a free PDF, and on my website. Links to both of those in the description also. As you can maybe see from this end screen, I am very slowly rebranding. Yeah, my favorite color changes quite often. So while I did like pink a lot before, I'm really digging teal and like green. So you may notice a couple changes to my overlays over time, and in all honesty, most of my branding changes have gone directly to my website. It looked like this before, and now it looks like this. Yeah. Oh, I also have a new logo. Look at it. Look it. It's so cute. I don't normally do vector art, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Alright, bye-bye now. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.